Hi everybody and welcome back to Toadstool Tarot, or welcome if you're here for the first time. Please do me a big favor regardless of how you feel about the content and hit the subscribe button, because I'm about 10 people away, 10 subscribers away from passing the 300 mark, and I'd really like to do that by New Year's, so I need your help. So please subscribe. Today I'm bringing you the Angelarium Oracle of Emanations. Now, don't ask me why I bought this deck. It's a little bit like, I think, the fascination people have with car wrecks and train wrecks. It's like fascinating, but I don't know. First of all, I'm not generally a major fan of oracle decks. I do have two that I love, but the others, I'm not fond of oversized cards or labels on cards sort of telling me how to read them. I tend to go by images. But let's get to this deck. It comes in a really substantial knocker of a box. A little bit unusual, I think, for Lo Scarabeo, who happen to be the people that put this out. It's a liftoff box, and it's really snug. It's got a thumb index, but it's pretty snug. It comes with a little lift-out ribbon, and there's a book on top, and then the cards. It's a book and 33 cards, and it says on the back of the box, "There's a place where all things exist, and we will go there. Angelarium is an infinite expanse within our own internal world. We see it not by looking outward to the great expanse that surrounds us, but by looking inside the delicate world captured within ourselves." Okay, the book, it's a handsome little book. It's got 143 pages, although the bulk of that is various languages. It's only got 36 pages in English. It does have some illustrations in it. These apparently are the artist Peter Moorbacher. These are apparently his embodiments of certain angels from the Kabbalah, or the Torah and the Zohar, the Tree of Life. I don't know. It's a little bit heady for me, and I haven't read it, but I'm just looking at the cards, and these cards are not like enormously oversized. They're the same height as regular tarot cards. They're just a little bit wider. And the backs are not bad. This sort of looks like a kind of a sacred geometry thing going on. Glossy. They are pretty glossy cards. I gotta say, the images, this is a creepy deck to me. Some of you may love it. No. And not everything appeals to everyone. And maybe it's the labeling that throws me. I'm not really an angels deck type person, but something called Angelarium makes me think of angels, and when I think of angels, I think about light versus dark, good versus evil, and all the angel decks I've seen have been very light and bright, and light is uplifting and illuminated, and compassion unfolds, etc., etc. But these are very dark images, and perhaps it's just because I watched way too many sci-fi and horror type movies, but these are some pretty dark looking angels, if that's what they are. They look like sort of monolithic and monstrous creatures, and a lot of them also look like depicted aliens, which is a little unnerving too, or can be unnerving. The color palette is dark and shadowy or stony, and the images are viewed and lit from below, looking up, as if these are giant megalithic creatures. But I'll start showing them to you. I wouldn't say that the images of themselves communicate particular movements or actions or themes, or I don't know. They do each have the name of the angel and a key phrase at the bottom, but I don't find them all that helpful. These seem more like demons than angels to me. Sorry, just saying. And don't get me wrong, the artwork is beautiful, but it's kind of a dark beauty. Just not sure how I feel about this deck or what compelled me to buy it, or whether I'll use it. They're very interesting, modern, sort of humanoid-esque interpretations. Sorry about the glare, they are very glossy. But you see, not only the characters are dark, but this one's a little bit brighter, but even for daylight, this seems rather a dark, gloomy day. Maybe these would be good for shadow work, possibly. They make me think of nighttime, or fear of darkness, or fear of the unknown. And they are rather forbidding depictions of creatures. You can see here in the bottom one, the way the valleys and the landscape is shown. It looks like this is an enormous creature above the viewer. Kind of reminds me of the rock monster in, was it the Thor movie, or one of the Thor movies, and also a Galaxy Quest. These huge, kind of frightening, very powerful creatures. These might be really good for a sci-fi collector fan. Just not sure if how they are for the average tarot or oracle collector. If you had some insight, please provide it in the comments below. Like I said, just because I'm not sure these are for me, doesn't mean they aren't ideal for you or someone else. And I do find, from an art point of view, these are really striking images, interesting to look at, but like I said, for me, it's just too creepy a deck for me to use, probably, but these are my first impressions. We'll see if that changes over time. Actually, my favorite, or one of my other favorite decks, might be my number 2 deck, is the White Witch Tarot, which depicts sort of alien-esque figures in it. And those seem to be more like light beings in the darkness, sort of dimensional beings. And that I don't find creepy at all. But this one, I don't know, there's just something about these dark figures that creeps me out, scares me a little bit. They are very powerful images. It may be that I sense power from them, but no empathy. They look like, see, and this one's very demonic looking. I sense the power of destruction. Rather than the power to redeem. Looks like there's some snow in this one. I like snow cards, but it's still a little dark. And this reminds me of the giant tree creatures in Lord of the Rings and in, is it Noah, the Noah's Ark movie? And I think there are a few, oh, Maleficent has some giant tree creatures. So yeah, maybe I've just watched too many movies to appreciate these cards properly. This reminds me of, there's a giant sort of flower-headed plant creature monster in one of the Hellboy movies. So those are the 33 cards from the Angelarium Oracle of Emanations, and you know, make of that what you will. I am curious to see if Lo Scarabeo is going to do any other decks with these kind of boxes, because this is a first, I think, for me. I have a lot of their tuck boxes and a couple of lift-offs, but no two-part boxes, horizontal like this. They could make it a little easier to get the box top off, but it's quite snug in there. Even if you hold it by the bottom, the top with cards in it doesn't slide off easily. So there you have it, the Angelarium. I have one more deck on order and don't know when that'll be here, so it might be a while before my next walkthrough, and I'm trying in 2020 to cut back as much as possible. The goal is no more than one deck a month, because I've been finding since I had my channel in July that I have overspent, overindulged, and I'm buying more decks than I normally would if I didn't have a channel, just in order to present content, which is no reason to be buying decks. I need to assess them a little bit better before I buy and share. Unless people want to start sending me decks to review. Okay, till next time. See you soon. Bye.